Another week, boys, and another twab. Before jumping into this week's topics, we wanted to share again the news about Shadow and Order from yesterday. Our next major update, Destiny 2 Shadow and Order, is undergoing large revisions and will be delayed. This update is being changed and expanded to include sizable quality of life updates, and as a result, will also be renamed. This update will now launch on June the 9th, 2026. We will provide exact details close to release, covering previously announced weapon tier upgrading, but also additions like expanding tier gear to all raids and dungeon activities, Pantheon 2.0, tier 5 stats for exotic armors, and more. Through June, we'll continue to have routine bug fixes and stability improvements, continued portal modifiers, Guardian Games March, and the return of a more frequent Iron Banner cadence April. In terms of communications, we will be focusing on providing you with updates about our live game content, community activations, and general upkeep through the TWID and our Destiny Socials channel. Thank you for your continued patience and support. We'll have more information on our next major update and future plans for Destiny 2 closer to launch. Brother, why does everything from the Destiny team sound so corpo these days, man? I mean, it just feels just so corpo. In a lot of ways, this is just a copy and paste of yesterday's stuff, but I want to expand on one area. This right here. Additions like expanding tier gear to all raids and dungeon activities. Can somebody pull me up the Reddit thread? I think DMG clarified on this particular topic what that means. I mean, look, for this update, it says right here, the update is being changed and expanded to include sizable quality of life updates. Lord, I would hope, I mean, it's a 3-month delay. So my expectations were kind of low for Shadow and Order, considering that it's supposed to be the equivalent of Ash and Iron. But now, brother, I'm expecting like Into the Light, okay? If you're delaying it 3 months, I'm expecting like Into the Light level impact. All right, so right here, I'm just going to expand on this real quick. I know it hasn't even been an hour since the announcement, but I don't think reforming raid weapons for a third time is it. So yeah, the delay announcements came, and they also said they were going to be making the raid weapons into a tiered system, which again, presumably requires us to reform them. Again, now look, I like raids. I would consider myself a raider, but farming the same weapon for a third time, release the crafted versions, the tiered versions, some of which we only just reformed last year in Destiny expansion terms, just isn't going to be it. Am I burnt out one? Is this really going to be accepted as a great change? DMG comment on my moaning thing, madness. So from what DMG hear from the team, our current plan is to upgrade armor across all raid and dungeon content to the tier system. Weapons from dungeons will also be tiered starting in June. As for raids, crafted variants of weapons already exist. To elevate those while embracing the power of tiered weapons, we'll be upgrading crafted weapons and adept variants with new perks and ways to enhance columns. To match that of a tier 5 weapon, we'll have more details closer to launch. So what you really, again, the comment here, expand on this. We're going to be able to upgrade previously crafted and adept versions, or I guess in some cases time lost versions of those weapons. No regrinding, DMG, please. No, they're going to modify the crafting system, allow you to slot in up to 3, 3rd, and 4th column perks, as well as enhanced barrels, max, origin traits, and masterworks like tier 5s do. They won't have tier 5 stars, but they'll be equivalent to tier 5s. At least that's what I'm getting from that. Again, guys, my stance on this still stays the same. Why? Like, why every time we've ever had future content that we were working our way up to, we would go farm everything we could possibly farm to prepare for those raids and those dungeons. So my question is, right now, the future of Destiny, we're just not sure if we're going to, I'm not even sure if we're going to get another raid this year or another dungeon. I don't even know if we're going to get anything past Shadow and Order. So what's the point is what I'm trying to say. Why would I go out of my way to farm for another Hezen's Vengeance or even upgrade the time lost God Row Hezen's Vengeance that I have? Stop dooming. Punich, out of everything that has been disclosed over the past day, what makes you think that this is dooming? DMG just posted a tweet. Y'all grab that tweet for me. We noted yesterday the TWIDs will be more focused on community activations in-game calendar for a bit. During our somewhat quiet time, are there any activities you'd like to see challenges for? Dungeon runs and raid challenges are always fun, but we'd love to hear from you. And of course, we'll let you know when we're ramping into more news about the June updates. So I guess this is DMG and Bungie looking for a way. What are some things they could possibly do to spice things up from now until June? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. You know, giving me another challenge to go do Warlord's Ruin with bows, glaives, and swords is not enough. That's gonna, you know, entertain me over the next 3 months. Maybe somebody else. There's also just there's not a lot of low-hanging fruit updates or changes you can make right now to Destiny that would even keep momentum or even start momentum, I guess. You know what I mean? I think everybody right now is just wondering about the future. Break the game or something. I'm personally in the camp that Bungie wants all of us playing Marathon. That's just my opinion. I think they want everyone playing Marathon, and they don't want anything. They don't want the, Shadow and Order, any type of content drop within Destiny that could possibly take away from it. Because to be quite honest with you, I mean, I hope Marathon does good for the sake of Bungie and the sake of the studio. But it may be the Destiny community that's carrying that game. I know there's a lot of people coming out and they're like, I love Marathon. I've never played Destiny. I just want to play Marathon. Good. But Destiny community may end up being a very sizable chunk that's going to carry Marathon. I don't know if some of you are saying do a crafting event. I just don't. Like, for instance, if I woke up tomorrow and Amit was one-shotting inside of Crucible, I just don't know if I would be like, oh my God, let me drop everything I'm doing right now to go jump on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm in such a weird place with Destiny. And maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just me and you guys, that's what y'all wanted. That's what I mean. Like, at some point, I think I need to just kind of like mentally check out, because I don't feel like I'm adding any value here to what the overall Destiny player would want. I think right now I got too many personal biases in this thing that I'm not really adding to the conversation. I'm just kind of just sitting here on the side talking about the good old days. You know what I mean? Guys, they're looking for low-hanging fruit. Let me tell you, I would come back for Wrath, but that's not low-hanging fruit. I would probably come back for some of our old raids. You drop Crown, Leviathan, and Scourge, I'd come back for that. But they're not asking for low-hanging fruit stuff here, boys. They're asking, DMG is asking for like little small events. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that's just not going to be enough to move me right now. It's short-term gains. I think that's just all Bungie is able to do right now, guys. I mean, it's not an excuse. I just think everyone at Bungie is focused on Marathon. Just go look what's been posted about Marathon. I mean, every day we have gotten videos, Vidocs, clips, constant gameplay pouring. I mean, everything is about Marathon. It's just about Marathon. Other topics, guys, and I'm not even going to go through all of this, man, but it's your basic TWAP stuff. Not trying to hate, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, I'm going to have to just, I keep coming here and I'm like, I feel like I just talk shit all the time, dude, but it's good. There are Destiny players out there right now that are like, yay, I get Bright Dust. Oh, hell yeah, Bungie upgraded the new player guide. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just Captain Dickhead over here, I feel like. I'm just saying, for me, Bungie, none of this is really that appealing. And a triple bow challenge or something like that, or some other random, even if you were to drop crafting on us, I don't think I would be that excited about. If you drop Wrath or some of our older raids, then your man's back. I'm back. I'm ready to go. You drop Pantheon with old raid encounters. I f with it, dude. I f with it. The future is what really matters the most, man. The future right now is what really matters the most. Yeah, and I just think all roads point to Marathon right now. Everything points to Marathon. So that's what we'll be playing. That's what we'll be playing next week. Literally next week.
Can I say something? If there is no future content for Destiny 2, there's no reason for me to keep playing. There's no reason for me to do Pantheon, the raids for tier 5s, if there's actually nothing coming in the future for Destiny 2. I think a lot of people are like that, right? Or think about that right now. What kept us playing and grinding the weapons and stuff is because there was something coming, like a raid or a dungeon or something, and there's nothing that's coming right now. At least in terms of like, unless they give us a roadmap, I just don't see a reason to farm for new stuff. Because what's to stop them from just saying, hey, D2's done with content, we're going to be working on D3 eventually. Right there, everything that you're grinding for in D2 is going to be obsolete once D3 comes out.
I'm not going to lie, though. Nothing would make me happier than Bungie coming out and saying, hey, we're working on D3. I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to jump on anything Destiny 2 related, but I would at least be happy. I would at least be happy. I would be like, all right, I'll go do this triple bow challenge bullshit. I got D3 right around the corner. You know what I mean? even if a D3 was years away, go look at Bethesda, man.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I were Bungie. Just put a screen, D3 production. That's it.
Well, no, I wouldn't say do it like Bethesda. Bethesda teased Elder Scrolls 6 so long ago, so long ago. And all Todd keeps saying is, we're getting there. We're gonna get back to it. Yeah. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. Starfield. We really learned a lot from Starfield, which is going to translate, back to what we're working on with Elder Scrolls. Like, Jesus, just make the fucking game. Development of Destiny 3 will be 4+ years, and that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Look. Who knows where we're gonna be in 4 years' time? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Who even knows? But that's a future. That's still a future, and I have hope for it. And you could just drop Destiny Classic to tie us over until then.
Agreed.
Quit that. I'll never stop. I don't give a damn, chat. I will never stop talking about a possibility of a Destiny Classic. It would be way better than what we have now. You and I both know it. I'll never stop.
Ross, do you think there's any hope for Destiny 2 to gain back the player base? In Destiny 2 itself?
No, I think if Renegades didn't do it, Renegades was objectively way better than Edge of Fate, and that was still 70% of the Edge of Fate player base. I just think people have made up their minds about Destiny. Now, here's the thing: are the numbers awful? They're not awful, but they're not anywhere close to what they were doing during the Light and Darkness saga. And so I wouldn't like that, Yeah, I just think Marathon's the big focus, guys. Marathon's the big focus, because this is what's going through a lot of people's minds right now. This is kind of what's going through my mind. I was already going to play Marathon, but I didn't know to what degree I was going to play Marathon. Now I got nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess I'm just going to play the piss out of this game. If there's supposedly a hidden raid somewhere in Marathon, I guess I'm going to go play it now. And look, if it all goes to shit, I'm gonna put it to you like this. If it all goes to shit, if Destiny goes to shit, Marathon, well, Destiny's already kind of going to shit. If Marathon goes to shit, at least we got Crimson Desert. It drops in March, and I hope that game doesn't go to shit. Also got Warframe. Get back on Warframe. We're playing Division right now. Did you see the last sentence of the TWAB? The team is working hard on meaningful content that you can't stop playing, and we can't wait to talk more about Pantheon 2.0, Tier 5 exotics, and more. In the coming weeks, we expect to launch some more community challenges we are putting together until Guardian Games arrives in the second half of March. Thank you one more time for your patience. See you Starside, the Destiny 2 community team. What is Pantheon 2.0? Why are they calling it Pantheon 2.0 and not just... Is it like an upgraded version of Pantheon? They're really banking on Pantheon here.
I think the only route is to hope Marathon does well. Bungie drops one final expansion combining the Shattered Cycle and the Alchemists, finishing the saga, and then having Marathon bring in the money while Destiny 2 is done and they're making on D3. They cannot let the story just stay the way it is without finishing it, and they certainly can't continue this story into a D3. D3 needs to be a completely fresh start, completely different story.
I will say this too, though. As much as I hate to see this delay, I don't know if we could make it another year with the same style of content that they've rolled out over the past year. So whatever they're doing, Jesus, I hope it's something that is changing up that formula. That formula is obviously not working. But at the same time, all this time being put into changing up that content rollout, is it just a waste of time to just do all that for Destiny 2? You know what I mean? Well, it's a lot of things, guys. There's a lot of fundamental issues within Destiny right now that we've already talked about over and over. From tiered loot to the portal. I mean, look, let's just be clear. You can get the best stuff in the game, and you really don't have to be good at the game at all. You can load up right now, and you can go play Crucible right now, and you can walk away from a single match, even if you went 1-20 with like 6 tier 5s. I just think like a lot of the core loot aspects of Destiny are just broken right now. God, can Marathon just come out already and be out of the way so we can know? We're going to know, man. I mean, I think we're going to know pretty quickly, guys. We're going to be doing the server slam this time next week, Thursday. And we're going to know right out the gate. I would expect within 24 hours, people are going to make up their minds about Marathon. And I know there's going to be a lot of stuff past the server slam, of course, getting into the release. But I think people are going to make up their minds whether or not they're going to invest time in a Marathon within the first 24 hours of that server slam. The wording here sounds odd. The team is working on meaningful content that you can't stop playing. I mean, again, if Bungie is really, if this is actually going to go into the light here, into the lights, we got to give it credit, man. I still think it's kind of copium here, but Into the Light definitely it was just one of those content drops that, yes, I couldn't stop playing. But you can't just drop Onslaught on me and at this point and expect me to farm it like I did. It worked because we had to deal with the witness. Everyone had to, we all knew we were going to have to deal with the witness. And so there was a big buildup. You knew you were about to face off against the biggest, baddest bad, and you wanted to have everything in your arsenal to prepare for that.
Rite of 9 failed because our weapons became useless once Edge of Fate launched.
Oh my God, I even forgot about that. What was it called? Rite of the 9?
That failed because our weapons, they were good for that time, but then when Edge of Fate came out, tier system was implemented and none of the weapons were tiered.
Oh my God, dude. That really was such a flop of an event. There was literally, I felt like it was such a giant waste of time. Yep. Once tiered loot came out, it was like, what did we even do that for? And on top of that, what's even worse was that the loot from Rite of the 9 wasn't even that good. That was even worse. It was like, it wasn't even at its best form because it wasn't tiered and it wasn't even that good. It was just ass, all ass and old stuff. Guys, we'll continue, I guess, to keep up with what's happening in Destiny. I'm gonna be honest though. I think what's gonna end up happening, and not even by choice, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a weekly TWAB from Marathon, and we may be covering it just because we're gonna be probably playing it. And I do think that at some point, depending on how much we invest in it, we may be just playing Marathon a bunch. The TWIM, yeah, this week in Marathon, it may be like that. And you're obviously seeing the money that's being thrown toward Marathon, especially on the marketing side and from Sony. You wouldn't dare. Oh boys, what do you want me to do, fellas, huh? You're telling me if a TWIM drops, you don't want me to read it? I tell you this, here's what I'll do. If a TWIM drops, and we'll take a poll the day it drops on whether or not you want us to read it. If you don't want us to read it, we won't read it, but we'll poll it. We'll poll it the day it drops, whenever that may be. Why wouldn't you read it? Because I believe there are people in here that think we should make a stand and boycott Marathon for Destiny. It's just not gonna work, fellas. If we were like, hey, let's boycott Marathon for Destiny, then we've sealed the deal. That's it. We will never see a Destiny 3. We won't even make it to June. You know what I mean? Like, if that's really the path there, we've sealed the deal. Now, that's not me saying we need to all go play Marathon. I'm not saying that. But if what you're asking for is more Destiny, unfortunately, the success of Marathon is necessary. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.